Bill Nye, the science guy, Tim the Toolman Taylor, and Craig Beals. One Billings Science teacher is revolutionizing the way students and teachers learn. Color 8's Luke Laster shares the Beals Science story in this week's Montana Treasure.
Host.
It just fell out of the sky just now.
Canon creator.
I'm like, oh, this just got real.
YouTuber.
1, 2, 3.
But most importantly, educator. If I told you this MSU grad would be doing all this and more, he would probably say, really?
I didn't really know what I wanted to be when I grew up.
His mother, a school teacher. His father holds a biology degree, and Craig Beals calls it destiny. But before educating the minds of our future or hosting a television show, was a student who, despite not knowing what career path he would choose, knew he wanted to be creative and interactive.
I was 6 years into college without a declared major, and a professor said, would you TA a class for me? You've taken every class I had. So I did. And I taught the class, and I fell in love with it.
And despite just being an introductory biology class, it was enough to, after 8 years of college, land Beals, Mr. Beals, a teaching degree and a job in his hometown of Billings as a senior high bronc. As he fell into a groove during the school year, doors began to open and opportunities arose, some of which included traveling the world in pursuit of a master's in zoology.
So over the course of 3 years, I traveled around. I went to Mongolia, I went to South Africa, Namibia, and I went to Borneo, an island with the oldest jungle in the world. And I got to do research in those places.
After wrapping up a graduate degree and traveling to countries that some only dream of, Craig Beals found himself being honored for something he never dreamt of.
I was selected as a Montana Teacher of the Year, which was just, I would say, the pinnacle of my teaching career as far as, you know, getting accolades for teaching. I never would have imagined.
Around the same time, a phone call from producers at the History Channel.
All of a sudden, I was on a Skype call with people in New York and the production company out of Bozeman and all these different things. And a week later, I was in Yellowstone with them shooting a demo reel. 3 months later, History decided, yeah, let's make a special, and I got to host the special.
I'm Craig Beals, high school science teacher. But my classroom is a little different than you might expect.
I love teaching. I'm all in. I mean, I'm all in. I live, eat, breathe science and education.
And with this opportunity, Craig was not only able to connect with other science-loving individuals, but he was able to find inspiration to help further his duties as a teacher and to build on that hard-earned title of Montana Teacher of the Year. One of those ideas inside his garage in his Billings home. Here you'll find gardening supplies, storage crates, coolers, most of the garage essentials, and, oh yeah, a cannon.
I think my mom had asked, why are you buying bowling balls? And I'm like, well, I think I'm going to build a cannon for bowling balls.
Three months worth of a transformation and an old 1979 postal delivery Jeep with a column from an old S10 pickup and parts from anywhere you can imagine becomes the ultimate science project, measuring shock waves and providing yet another moment to add to the growing list of Beals Science experiments. And building that cannon, building what has become a platform to inform and educate, isn't something that just happens. Passion is something Craig credits his parents for, his want to seek the unknown, and his mentors. One of those mentors that he works really close with, both figuratively and literally. In the empty summer hallways of the third floor of Billings Senior High in room 315, Mr. Barch, science teacher and department chair.
The whole goal in education is to see people flourish.
A relationship that spans over a decade. Dan Barch says he just takes a back seat when listening to Craig's ideas. As a Helena native and a University of Montana alum, Dan shares Craig's vision in that learning doesn't have to be all textbooks and lectures, and it can be more like 3, 2, 1, go. Creating elephant toothpaste.
There it comes. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Or throwing flames.
To make this life kind of seem like more of an adventure than just an exercise in, you know, measuring test tubes and things like that. Like he's really about, you know, telling a good story through science, and so it's fun to be involved with people that are telling good stories, and I think Craig Beals is telling a really good story.
And that story is still not complete. That 8-year journey, that TV show, the YouTube channel, the garage with a cannon inside, and so many other tools to help educate and make science what Craig Beals Science stands for. And it's only the beginning of teaching those who have experienced it and those who are still to come. Beals Science isn't done yet.
I think a lot of the stuff that I end up doing with Beals Science and on YouTube and in the classroom, it's more or less because if I don't do it, somebody might never do it. I feel like somebody's got to try.
In Billings, Luke Laster, Montana Right Now.